Welcome back, everybody. We're diving into dream symbolism today.
Yeah, we've got some really interesting source material to look at. And, we're not saying that your dreams can predict the future or that every little thing in your dream has some kind of set meaning.
Mhm.
It's more about kind of exploring how dreams talk to us, right? Understanding those symbols that our subconscious mind throws at us.
What's fascinating is that dreams really do give us a look into our own minds. They are just random. It's a reflection of our thoughts and feelings and experiences,
Hmm.
but in this symbolic language.
Right, so let's get into some of those symbols. Water, for example, seems to be a pretty common one. I know I had a ton of dreams about oceans, rivers, even bathtubs overflowing sometimes.
Right, and it's interesting to think about what kind of water you're seeing. Like a calm lake might symbolize peace,
Hmm.
inner peace, and then a rough ocean might show emotional turmoil. Murky water could be confusion, while a clear flowing river might be a sign of change or transition. That's interesting. So it's like the water reflects our emotional state. Like if you're dreaming about being tossed around in a stormy sea, that might be showing some inner chaos.
Exactly. And what about those dreams where you're swimming effortlessly? Those could suggest you know that you're going with the flow, feeling at ease in your life.
Yeah, navigating those challenges. Speaking of navigating, what about flying dreams? I think most people associate those with freedom and release. That feeling of just soaring above it all.
Yeah, imagine you're soaring above and getting a bird's eye view of your life. That's really the essence of those flying dreams, getting perspective, seeing the bigger picture.
So it's not just about escaping. It's about seeing our challenges from a new point of view.
Exactly. Do you ever feel bogged down by the little details of your everyday life? Maybe that dream is telling you to rise above them. Look at the bigger context.
Right. But I've also had those flying dreams where I'm struggling to stay up,
Mm.
or I keep bumping into things, and those don't feel very freeing.
No, those might be reflecting like insecurity or a lack of control. Maybe there's obstacles that make you feel grounded or limited.
Okay, that makes me think about my flying dreams differently now. Now, falling dreams, on the other hand, those are unsettling. Like losing your footing and plummeting down.
I've always found those unsettling too. Yeah, the classic way to interpret them is fear or loss of control, even failure. But what if it's not about fear, but about surrendering control, like a challenge to let go and trust?
That's interesting. Like your dream is saying, stop trying to micromanage everything.
Exactly. Sometimes letting go is the most powerful thing we can do.
All right, let's move on to another common symbol, animals. I've had dreams with all kinds of creatures, from friendly dogs to snakes.
Right. And animals often represent our instincts and desires and fears. And each animal carries its own symbolic meaning
Hmm.
based on what they mean to us personally and to our culture.
So like a snake, for example, could have a different meaning for different people.
Absolutely. In some cultures, snakes are symbols of transformation and renewal, shedding their skin to show a new layer underneath. Psychologically, snakes can also represent the shadow self, the parts of us we try to hide.
That's fascinating. So maybe a snake dream is telling us to embrace those hidden parts of ourselves.
It could be an invitation to face those parts of ourselves
Mm.
and integrate them into our conscious awareness, which leads to being more whole.
Now let's talk about a dream theme that's not as welcome.
Yeah.
Being chased. I don't know about you, but those dreams can leave me feeling stressed out.
Oh, yeah. Those chase dreams can be so intense. The common interpretation is that we're avoiding something in our lives, like maybe a challenge or a responsibility, even an emotion that's hard to deal with.
It's like our subconscious is saying, hey, you're running from something. Face it.
Right. But if we think a little deeper, those dreams might be showing an inner conflict. Like, what if we're not just running from something outside, but from something within ourselves?
That's an interesting way to look at it. So the chase could be an internal struggle or a part of ourselves that we're denying.
Exactly. It might be telling us to face the parts of our personality that we find unacceptable. Maybe there's a fear or a desire that we've repressed or a painful memory that we're trying to avoid.
Okay, let's shift gears and talk about those dream environments. We dream about all kinds of places, right? Houses, schools, cities, even totally fantastical places.
And each of those environments can symbolize different aspects of our psyche. So, for instance, a house often represents the self, and the rooms symbolize different parts of our personality.
So like the basement might represent our fears, and the attic could be forgotten memories or potential.
Exactly. And schools usually represent learning and growth, while unknown cities might symbolize new experiences or challenges.
So our dreams are making a map of our inner world. using these familiar places.
Uh-huh.
And by paying attention to the details of these places, the condition, the atmosphere, the people, we can get even more insights into how we're doing. What about those dreams where we're back in school, but we can't find our locker or we're late for a test?
Oh, yeah, those school dreams might symbolize feeling unprepared or overwhelmed by challenges in our waking life. It's not about literally being back in school, you know? It's about facing tests and feeling pressure.
So our subconscious is using those school anxieties to reflect what we're going through now.
Right, dreams often use metaphor and symbolism to communicate with us.
Okay, let's talk about recurring dreams now.
Mm-hmm.
We've all had those dreams that pop up again and again, sometimes even for years.
And those recurring dreams often have a really important meaning. They're like a message from our subconscious that we haven't understood yet. Like our inner self is saying, hey, pay attention. There's something here you need to see.
So it's not just a replay, but a message trying to get through.
Think of it as a nudge, like a call to address an issue that hasn't been resolved, or to explore potential. Maybe there's a pattern in your life the dream is showing, or a deeper message about your purpose.
I've definitely had recurring dreams that felt like there was more to them.
That's a great sign that you're listening to your subconscious. The key is to be patient and curious. Keep exploring those dreams and see what comes up.
Before we move on, I think it's important to talk about some common myths about dreams. First, the idea that they predict the future. I've heard so many people say, I dreamt about this, and then it happened.
And while some dreams might seem to have a precognitive element, it's more accurate to see them as reflections of our inner world, not like a crystal ball. They're giving us insights into our subconscious, but not necessarily showing us what will happen.
So it's not about predicting the future, but understanding ourselves better.
Right. Dreams are mostly about self-reflection and growth, helping us process emotions, work through challenges, and connect with ourselves on a deeper level.
And another myth is that dreams are just random brain activity with no meaning. It's like saying it was just a dream, don't read into it.
Well, science has shown that dreams are part of how our brains process memories. But that doesn't mean they can't have deep meaning or give us insights. It's not one or the other. Dreams can be both reflections of our daily thoughts and windows into deeper truths about ourselves.
So it's not about dismissing dreams, but about understanding that they have potential to help us learn.
Exactly. Dreams are a valuable tool for self-discovery. They have a language that can help us connect with our subconscious mind and understand who we are better.
Okay, we've talked about some common dream symbols, and we've debunked some myths. Now, how can we actually engage with our dreams and understand those messages?
One of the easiest and most effective ways is to keep a dream journal.
Ah, the classic dream journal. I've tried it before, but I haven't been consistent. Why is it so helpful?
It not only helps us remember our dreams better, it's also a record of our subconscious journey. By writing down our dreams, we're making a link between our inner and outer world.
So it's not just about remembering the images and feelings. It's about making those dreams real and accessible.
Right, and when we go back and read those journals, we might see patterns and themes that we wouldn't have noticed otherwise.
Do you have any tips for someone who wants to start a dream journal? It can be hard to remember all those details when you first wake up.
Keep it simple. Just keep a notebook by your bed and write down your dreams right when you wake up. Even if it's just a few words or phrases, don't worry about remembering every detail. Just write what you can remember.
Okay, I'm going to try to keep a dream journal again. Now let's talk about something a little more advanced. Lucid dreaming. It's like knowing you're dreaming while you're still in the dream, right?
That's right. And sometimes that awareness can give you control. You can even influence the events or explore yourself.
That sounds amazing. But is it even possible? It seems like something from a movie.
It's not science fiction. It's a skill you can learn with practice. Lucid dreaming is powerful for personal and spiritual growth. It lets us confront fears, practice skills, even explore ourselves in a safe place.
I can see how that would be really beneficial.
Yeah.
But how do you actually do it? Is it just luck?
There are different techniques you can use. Reality checks during the day can help you question if you're awake.
So if I'm doing something like washing the dishes, I can stop and ask myself, am I dreaming?
Exactly. And if you were dreaming, things might look different or change. Other things you can do are meditation before you sleep, setting an intention to be lucid, and keeping a dream journal.
Okay, it's not just hoping for a lucid dream. It's about making it more likely.
It takes practice, but it can be really rewarding. Imagine facing your fears, practicing conversations, finding creative solutions to problems, all within your own mind.
That's incredible. We've covered so much already.
Yeah, and we're just getting started. There's so much more to explore in the world of dreams.
Stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive. We'll talk about more fascinating aspects of dream symbolism. including the role of emotions, the possibility of precognitive dreams, and how our culture affects how we interpret our dreams. Welcome back to our deep dive into dream symbolism. I don't know about you, but I'm already feeling inspired to pay more attention to my dreams.
It's amazing how much we can learn from those nighttime adventures.
Absolutely. So we've talked about some common symbols like water-flying animals,
Yeah.
even being chased. But what about the more specific details? Like, what if you dream about being lost in a strange city? I always feel so disoriented when I wake up from those.
Those dreams about being lost in a city often reflect feeling uncertain or overwhelmed by choices in our waking life. Think about it, you're in a place you don't know, surrounded by unfamiliar streets and buildings and people. It's like a metaphor for feeling lost in life.
So it's not about literally being lost,
Yeah.
but feeling lost in a metaphorical sense, like maybe feeling unsure about your career or a big life decision.
Exactly. The city represents your life, and feeling lost reflects your inner struggles. It's like your subconscious is saying, hey, look around. Are you on the right track? Do you need to change direction?
That's a powerful image. Okay, let's talk about the emotional side of dreams. We've all had those dreams that wake us up feeling happy or scared or even disturbed.
Right? Our emotions and dreams are just as important as the symbols. They tell us how we really feel about things in our lives. Sometimes those dream emotions are just reflections of our waking feelings. Like if you're stressed out, you might have dreams filled with fear or anxiety.
So if I wake up from a dream feeling anxious, it could be a sign that I'm stressed about something in my life.
Exactly. Dreams can make our emotions stronger so we notice them. It's like our subconscious is saying, hey, pay attention to how you're feeling. There's something here you need to deal with.
But what about those dreams where our emotions seem really out of proportion? Like I dream about missing a train and I wake up feeling devastated. It's just a train.
That's where the idea of dream displacement comes in. Sometimes the emotion we feel in a dream is actually about something else entirely. It's like our subconscious is using the dream to process those feelings, even if they're not directly related to what's happening in the dream.
So in the train example,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's not really about missing the train, but about feeling like I'm missing out on something in life, or a fear of being left behind.
That's a great interpretation. Your subconscious is using the symbol of the missed train to represent a deeper emotional worry.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's talk about something that's always fascinated me, the idea of precognitive dreams. Is it possible that our dreams can tell us about the future? I know people who say they've had dreams that came true.
That's definitely a captivating topic. Most dream experts agree that dreams are mainly about processing our experiences. But there are a lot of cases of dreams that seem to have predicted things. We can't just ignore that.
So you're saying it's possible. But if that's true, why aren't we all winning the lottery with our dreams?
Well, those precognitive dreams are pretty rare. And even when they do happen, the message is usually symbolic. It's not always clear.
So it's not about taking those dreams literally or making big decisions based on one dream.
Right. But if you have a recurring dream or one that feels really vivid and meaningful, it might be worth looking at the details and seeing if there are any patterns that connect to your life. Maybe there's a message trying to guide you.
It's about using our intuition. Not every dream is telling us the future, but some might give us clues. Okay, let's talk about nightmares. We've all had those dreams that make us wake up scared. What's the deal with those? Are they just random anxieties or is something else going on?
Nightmares can be scary, but they're actually a normal part of dreaming. It's like our mind is turning up the volume on our fears, giving us a chance to face them.
So even though they're scary, they're not always a bad sign.
Not at all. Nightmares can be really important. They can be a way to process trauma or anxieties, things we haven't dealt with while we're awake. It's like our inner self is saying, hey, there's something here you need to look at. Let's work through this.
But what if those nightmares keep happening? I've had some that have stuck with me for years. It's like I can't get away from them.
Recurring nightmares can be a sign that there's something we need to pay attention to. It could be something from the past that needs healing, or something that's causing stress now, or even a deep fear we've been avoiding. It's like a constant reminder from our subconscious to face what we've been pushing away.
So those recurring nightmares are like warnings, telling us to deal with something.
Exactly. And by understanding those nightmares, we can learn a lot about how we're feeling. Maybe it's time to get help or find ways to cope with those underlying issues.
Okay, so we shouldn't be afraid of nightmares. We should see them as chances to grow and heal.
They're not trying to torture us, they're trying to guide us.
Now let's talk about how culture affects dream interpretation. Dreams are something we all experience. But different cultures often have very different ideas about what dream symbols mean.
That's a great point. Culture definitely influences how we understand our dreams. A symbol that's positive in one culture could be negative in another.
So a dream symbol that means good luck in one culture could be a warning in another.
Right. For example, in some cultures, dreaming of snakes means good luck, or transformation or healing. But in other cultures, snakes are associated with danger, or deceit, or temptation.
That makes sense. Our cultural beliefs shape how we see the dream world. So how do we deal with those cultural differences when we're interpreting our own dreams? Is there a right way or a wrong way?
The key is to be open-minded and willing to learn from different perspectives. It's not about saying one interpretation is right and another is wrong. It's about understanding that the same symbol can have multiple meanings.
So we need to respect those different cultural views and realize that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to dream interpretation.
Exactly. By looking at those different perspectives and considering our own cultural background, we can understand our dreams in a richer and more meaningful way.
This is so interesting. I'm realizing that dream interpretation is a lot more complex than I thought.
It's a journey of self-discovery, a way to uncover those hidden truths about ourselves. And there's always more to discover.
Okay, before we wrap up this part, I want to talk about how our physical body affects our dreams. We've been talking about psychology and spirituality. But can our physical state influence our dreams too?
Definitely. Our physical sensations, our health, even how we're sleeping, can all affect our dreams. We've all had those dreams where we're running but our legs feel heavy, or we're trying to scream but no sound comes out.
Those are the worst. I always wake up feeling frustrated. Does that mean my body is trying to tell me something?
Those dreams often reflect feeling powerless or frustrated in our waking life. It's not really about your physical body. It's about how you're feeling emotionally or mentally.
So my subconscious is using those physical limitations in the dream to symbolize a mental or emotional block,
Yeah.
like feeling stuck or unable to express myself.
Exactly. Our dreams reflect our whole being, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And paying attention to those physical sensations in our dreams can help us understand our overall well-being.
This has been so fascinating. I'm seeing my dreams in a whole new way.
It's incredible what we can learn from them.
Absolutely. Stay tuned for part 3 of our deep dive. We'll talk about practical tools for dream interpretation, explore the role of intuition, and talk about the power of sharing our dreams. Welcome back to our dream exploration. We've covered so much already, from common dream symbols to how our culture and even our bodies affect our dreams.
It's amazing how many layers dreams have, and the more we explore them, the more we learn about ourselves.
Absolutely. So let's talk about some tools and techniques to help us understand our dreams better. We've already mentioned dream journaling, which is a great way to remember those images and emotions. But are there other ways to unlock those hidden messages?
One technique that I find really helpful is dream incubation. Have you heard of that?
Dream incubation. That sounds interesting. Tell me more.
It's basically setting an intention before you go to sleep, asking for a specific dream or some insight, like you're planting a seed in your subconscious mind, and hoping it will grow into a dream that gives you clarity or guidance.
So if I'm struggling with a decision, I can ask for a dream to help me see the right path. Or if I'm feeling stuck creatively, I can ask for a dream to spark inspiration.
Exactly. You can ask for guidance on anything that's on your mind. The important thing is to be clear about what you want and to be open to receiving that guidance before you fall asleep.
So no scrolling through social media or watching intense movies before bed. It's about setting the right mood for those insightful dreams.
Right. Create a calm and quiet space so your mind can settle and your subconscious can speak.
Okay, I'm definitely trying that tonight. I have a few questions I'd love some dream guidance on. Now let's talk about intuition and dream interpretation. I always feel like there's a gut feeling involved. Like I just know what a dream means.
Intuition is so important when it comes to understanding our dreams. It's that inner voice that tells you this is what this dream means for you.
So it's not just about looking up symbols in a dictionary.
Dictionaries can be helpful for understanding common themes, but the most powerful interpretations come from our own understanding. It's about trusting our inner wisdom and letting it guide us.
It's like we're our own best dream interpreters.
Yeah.
We have that connection to our subconscious, and our intuition can help us understand what those symbols mean for us.
Exactly. It's about asking ourselves, what does this dream mean to me? How does it make me feel? What connects to what I'm going through right now? And then being open to those little nudges and insights that come up.
I'm starting to see that dream interpretation is more like art than science.
You got it. It's about discovery, not about finding the one right answer. There's no right or wrong way to interpret a dream, as long as it makes sense to you and helps you understand yourself better.
Okay, let's talk about something a little more out there. The idea of sharing dreams. I've heard people say they've shared a dream with someone or even been in each other's dreams. Is any of that real or is it just wishful thinking?
Well, there's no scientific proof that we can actually share dreams. But there's definitely something special about talking about our dreams with others.
So even if we're not literally sharing the same dream, talking about our dreams can create a connection.
Absolutely. When we share our dreams with people we trust, we're letting them into our inner world. We're sharing our fears, our hopes, our desires.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It's like creating a bridge between our inner and outer worlds.
And those shared experiences can create empathy and understanding. We realize we're not alone in our fears and anxieties. We see ourselves in other people's dreams, and it makes us feel connected.
Okay, one last question. What advice would you give to someone who wants to start exploring their dreams, but feels a bit intimidated?
Be patient and be curious. Dream interpretation is a journey. You don't become a dream expert overnight. It takes time to learn this language.
So it's about enjoying the journey, not rushing to the end.
Right. Start by keeping a dream journal, even if it's just a few notes. Look for recurring themes or symbols. Talk to people you trust about your dreams. Read books or listen to podcasts. And most importantly, have fun with it.
It's about being playful and curious, not putting pressure on ourselves.
Exactly. Your dreams are a unique reflection of who you are. By paying attention to them and exploring their meanings, you're starting a journey of self-discovery, a journey that can lead to insights, healing, and transformation.
It's been such a great experience. I feel like I understand the power of dreams in a whole new way.
Thanks for joining us on this exploration. Sweet dreams, and may your nights be filled with insightful journeys into the depths of your own subconscious.